friends, it's Colleen, and today I am clearly not ready to be filming a video. I have stuff everywhere, sorry. I wasn't planning on filming this today, but I got a very exciting package, so here I am. As you can see by the title of this video, yes, yet another person has gotten the Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson palette, and I'm here to talk about it today. But unfortunately, I don't have all of my order here yet, but I guess before I unbox it, I think I want to talk a little bit about the whole thing. I did watch the Shane Dawson series on actually making this palette, and I was reading a lot of really negative threads on Reddit about this, and it left me with kind of a weird feeling. So I was noticing that in a lot of the makeup discussions on Reddit that people were really negative, not about the series. The series was really well made and they really enjoyed it, but people were complaining that it was a 6-part ad for this palette. And I see where they're coming from, but I think I'm allowed to like it and want the palette. I feel like people are always going to find something to criticize, and I'm not a complete idiot. Yes, of course, part of why they made that series is so they could talk about the palette and show you the palette and get you excited about it before it went live. And I don't know. I don't think there's really a problem with that. It sucks that people have been really negative and are judging that people are excited to get this palette, but I'm excited to get this palette, and I'm very excited to get into this package. Now, when they actually announced everything that was coming along with the collection, I, of course, made a list of things that I wanted. So I did want both of the palettes, and I have a lot of lipsticks, so I was trying to stay away from the lipsticks, but I wanted the palettes. I wanted to try the gloss because I'm not really a lip gloss person, but I want to give it a try. And then I liked some of the accessories. So, of course, if you're here, you probably know that the day of the launch, the internet went crazy and people had trouble getting onto the site and purchasing the products. I also had problems trying to get this collection. So I ended up on the website for a couple hours. Luckily, I was working from home, so I wasn't stopping my work to do this, but I was on the website and I was having trouble navigating it and figuring out where to go because I kept getting kicked off. And so I know that was totally out of everybody's control, and it sucks that people were being really negative about that too, but again, people are gonna find things to say. One thing that I noticed, and it was bothering me the whole day that I was ordering these products, is that not all of the items were appearing on the website. Now, I believe Jeffree or Shane posted about this, and I think that while their team was uploading all the items, the website broke. They couldn't actually get all the items on there. I unfortunately was not able to get the palette bundle, which had both the full size and the mini palette. By the time my cart went all the way through the queue, that was gone. But I was able to snag the full-size palette, and I did get the lip gloss, and I got the pink makeup bag, although I really wanted the black one, but that's okay. I really wanted to get the black pig side bag, and I was really bummed because when I was on the website, I couldn't see it. And so what I ended up doing actually was I opened up the pink one, and I noticed that the text in the link said Shane Jeffree pink pig bag or something. I changed the word pink to black and refreshed the page, and I found the black bag before the listing was actually on the website. Now, I did make a separate order for that bag, and that order, it went through on my credit card. I got an email that my order was submitted, but I never actually got a follow-up that it was processing or shipped like I did with this first package. So fingers crossed that I didn't mess that up by sneaking in there before the listing was up or before the listing was visible to people. Clearly the listing was live if I was able to buy it, but unfortunately I don't have that to show today. And I was able to get a pre-order for the mini palette, so that is going to be coming, I guess, sometime in December. I'm not sure, but I have everything else today, so I'm just gonna dive in. I've been waiting way too long. They did talk a little bit in the series about the paper that was coming in the packages. So they do have the paper with the Jeffree Star logo, but also the pig logo and the Shane Dawson logo. That's a nice touch. I thought it was really cool when they explained some of the more detailed side of this, because there are so many people involved in makeup launches, and they were really it was interesting to hear about the money and the like numbers of palette orders and whatnot, but I also found it really cool that they talked about the packaging and just how they wanted to present the products to people in the big pink box, because it's a fun experience. It was really fun to get this and like see, I knew exactly what it was. And it's cool to like open it and see the personalized paper. So I think that's pretty cute. Okay, now I'm not sure what this is, but I have a little card in my box and it just has a picture of the mini controversy on the back. I didn't order that in this box. I don't know if this is like an ad telling me I should go get the other one, but okay. All right, this makeup bag is huge. So I'm gonna pull this out. Okay, this makeup bag is quite large, which is good. I actually have been struggling lately because I have a lot of makeup bags sitting around and they're all tiny. And whenever I'm trying to travel and take all my skincare and all my makeup with me, I struggle. So I'm excited for this. Again, I did want the black one, but I figured I could branch out and have a color in my life once in a while. As you can see by just like what I'm wearing, I don't have a lot of color. Now what I don't understand is how this actually works. So there's two zippers and they're attached to each other. I get it now. Okay, so there's a little snap on the end and you can actually lift up that whole panel. I thought that the two zippers were like two compartments, so I wasn't totally sure. I think Jeffree Star has this style of bag and I probably should have known better, but I do like this a lot. I think it's cool that they make the opening really big so that you can kind of stack all your products in there and you're not digging around and rummaging to get to the bottom. Okay, I've gotten all the paper out and you can't really see it on camera, but this is a pretty deep bag. I can kind of get my whole arm in there. So I'm excited to have this now because I can actually put skincare and makeup in here together or something and be able to take all my stuff with me. But anyway, this isn't why we're here, of course. This is why we're here. I got the gloss. Is of course called Shane Glossin, which is, I love that name so much. Now I saw this packaging in the series, of course, and it is very, oh, it's stuck. There it is. I think this packaging is really cool. It's like, it's a little bit more, I don't know, dramatic, I guess, than most of the lip products I have. I think it's pretty cute. I don't know if it's gonna fit in my drawer, actually. We'll have to figure that out later. But I also just really like the attention to detail on the actual product packaging too. It has the little Shane Dawson logo on here, and it also has the Jeffree Star logo as well. So I think they did a really good job just like making this whole collection feel like very unique and special. I also think this is supposed to smell like root beer. Oh yeah, that definitely smells like root beer. That's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to trying this. I am not a huge lip gloss wearer, but they were saying that it was supposed to be not sticky and more comfortable, so that's why I was willing to try it. I'm a little worried I'm just gonna want to eat it. But anyway, on that note, I'm gonna get to the palette. So they actually have a sticker on this that says conspiracy. I think that's really cool. I don't know if they had stickers for other products too, or if it was just the big palette, but that's pretty cute. And then it comes in this like spirally box. They also showed this in the series as well, that it was gonna have some sort of outer packaging to protect the palette, because the palette is not like a standard rectangle that's flat on all sides. It has that sort of domed top. Ah, there it is. Wow. This palette is monstrously large, and I kind of love it. I feel like this is one that I can kind of leave on my desk and use here and there rather than trying to like store this with my other palettes. I feel like it's really sturdy, and it just like feels nicer than like a typical cardboard palette. I also didn't notice in this series, but they have the little like Jeffree Star at the top of the pyramid, and then the SD in the middle with the outline around it is also in the spiral pattern that matches the background. So that's actually really cool. I had no idea. One like kind of duh thing I forgot to mention is that when I was on the website buying this palette, I of course wanted to make sure that like everything was cruelty-free, because I was pretty sure his brand was cruelty-free, but I wasn't totally sure. And it actually listed this palette as both vegan and cruelty-free, which is pretty rad. I like that brands are actually starting to put vegan on there, because like people are actually interested in getting vegan products now, which is like kind of weird for me. All right, so to actually open this, I love the little snaps on the side, and then, aha. I know that everyone has seen this palette like 5,000 times, but I'm still excited to see it in person. It is like very, very vibrant, and I just like want to touch it. I will, of course, do swatches for this video. I just wanted to make sure I don't touch it until I can take photos of the beautiful pristineness that is this palette right now. What's really interesting for me seeing this in person, I've of course been looking at this palette like through the series and then through a lot of people's photos and videos and whatnot that have been coming out in the past week, but it actually does kind of look a little bit more like neutral friendly than I got the first initial perspective of. I'm noticing that, of course, this top row, that's kind of where you're getting all of your neutrals here, but I also feel like this orange is like not as scary bright as maybe it was appearing on some of the photos, and a few of the shades on the bottom are actually pretty day-to-day wearable. I like playing with makeup and having bright colors, but for most of my life I have a full-time job in an office with other humans, so I can't really be walking around wearing like, you know, bright pink eyeshadow. I technically could, I don't think anyone would care, but like I'd feel a little weird like walking into a meeting with 10 people there and I'm just like Trisha on my eyes. Now, if you did watch the series, you of course also know that all of the stamps on these eyeshadows are different. So I will of course show you that in some of the photos, and you can check my blog for all the photos if you want to like look at them a little bit longer than I'll be showing them in this video. I just think that's also a nice touch. It's really cool that they like fully personalize this with that, like more than just the colors and the naming, which was fun to watch. Like I'm a writer. I really want the job where I name eyeshadows so bad. But I think it was cool that they even took it a step further and made multiple different stamps, because usually in a collaboration you'll see maybe like one stamp that's different than normal, but here you've got like 5 or 6 different designs. So I think that's pretty rad. All right, I am very excited to start touching this. I am going to go ahead and do my photos and my swatches, and we'll chat a little bit about how I'm feeling about these as I'm touching them. The swatches in the series, of course, looked amazing, but of course, they were maybe trying to sell us this palette a little bit, so do we really know if these swatches are going to be good? I don't know. So I'm gonna dive in, and then I will close this out. I decided to swatch these just row by row, so I'm starting with the neutrals up on top, and I think the first thing I really noticed is that these matte eyeshadows are really soft, and they kind of kick up a lot of powder, like Tannicon and Diet Root Beer, those brown shades, looked a little crusty in the pan after I stuck my finger in there, but they're actually really soft and smooth. And I also noticed too the shimmers, like Just a Theory especially, it looked a little bit already touched in the pan, probably just from them packaging it all together, but just worth mentioning, like a lot of the shimmers are very soft and some of the mattes are a little bit crumbly / soft, but I did notice that every shade kind of had its own vibe. Now I'm about to show you my stained finger. Yeah, food videos and actually I think pigment as well. I had a little bit of staining on my fingers, but I really like this second row. I was really surprised that all of these shades actually go very nicely together. I didn't really think of that when I saw the pan at large, but look at that. That's gorgeous. You can make a look just with those. And yeah, my fingers got super stained. But then we were finally getting into this last row, and you can even see what's the tea. I was kind of convinced wouldn't be super bright, but that's just one swipe and it does deliver a lot of color. So some of these are coming off a little more smooth than others, and that maroon really stained my finger. It was kind of hard to get all these off, but I don't really care about that. As long as it doesn't stain my eyeballs, we're good. But yeah, a little bit of damage done on my arm there. Overall though, I'm really loving the color payoff. I love the color selection. I think the textures are really nice. There's a good mixture of some of the really soft mattes and shimmers, and then some that are a little bit more stiff and give you a little bit more control in your blending. So overall, I think it's a good job, but keep in mind that there is a bit of a combination and they do lean a little bit more towards having a lot of fallout. Okay, so that's it for my unboxing of my Jeffree and Shane collaboration items I have so far. Again, this isn't everything that I bought, but I just couldn't wait because I just really wanted to like look at everything and play with it and put it out there. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you're looking for me, you can find me at any of the social media handles that you'll see down in the description box. I also hang out on Instagram a lot at Colleen is Writing. Thanks for watching, and hopefully next time in my next video, I'll be looking a little bit more put together and maybe a little more tidy. Fingers crossed. Bye.